Hi, everyone. Peace be with you all, and happy St. Patrick's Day, and happy Friday as well. It's actually raining outside for me while I'm recording this. I hope it's not raining when you are watching this. But in place of our regular daily devotion today, I'm going to share some of the updates we shared in our worship service the last 2 weeks. Written remarks from our governance board chair, Drew Bordner, and from one of our finance team members, Lori Moret, who also worked with Sue Wargis to prepare these remarks. So thanks to all of those individuals for providing this information. And thanks to you for watching and for being here. So as we mentioned, the governance board and Drew, as our governance board chair, shared some of these thoughts a couple of weeks ago. One in our congregation that took the time to provide feedback last fall with the pink surveys we distributed and the surveys that were on the strengths of Gull Lake United Methodist Church and areas of growth for Gull Lake United Methodist. That input provided a lot of insight to our planning process and our future focus areas going forward. As we disaggregated the data, 3 themes rang out. 1, relationships. 2, worship experience. And 3, youth ministry. Relationships. The people of our congregation make all the difference. Our members enjoy seeing one another each week before, during, and after worship. They enjoy seeing each other during fellowship with food and refreshments. We have a strong history in our congregation from its early roots that were planted over 40 years ago to be intentional with investing time in the lives of our church families. That shone through in our feedback. Our members and our attendees appreciate now more than ever, after the past few years, the ability to see each other in person and to recultivate long-term friendships that were established in our church community. People are willing to step up and contribute when there's a need in our group and in the surrounding community, and this is evident in the relationships we've established through monthly outreach to the Richland Mobile Home Park. One's established with Heifer International, and one's established with the United Methodist Conference, supporting all sorts of initiatives, including Readers to Leaders, just this past month, and our annual pledge campaign and yearly financial stewardship. We're a relational group that is better together. Our second takeaway was worship experience. Our congregation provided a strong message that Scripture is important in our service and in its applications to our present day life and interactions throughout the week. Our weekly worship, we'd like to continue moving our members to action, welcoming visitors, and having a strong faith message. Whether it's biblical, social, emotional, ecumenical, or spiritual, or any combination of these things, continuing to find ways for our messages to include life-enriching teaching while providing spiritual optimism is very important. Our worship design team continues to collaborate to provide a meaningful worship experience for everyone. Our third takeaway, of course, was youth ministry. Now that we're back in person, we have a renewed spirit and a renewed focus on young people in our church. A couple of Sundays ago, we had over a dozen children attending Sunday school and participating in Joyful Noisemakers. We appreciate Beth and Leslie and Sue and Jessica and so many others for teaching Sunday school, spending time with our youth, and making a positive impact with them. Updating materials and activities to enhance those learning experiences and enhance the gospel for our youth is at the forefront. If you're interested, as we said in church, in sharing your time and helping with any of this programming, please let us know. Contact me or one of our other Sunday school teachers. We've talked with some of our teenagers. Their hopes include opportunities to connect. Does not necessarily have to be every week, as they themselves have said. And an increase in young Christians attending our church so that they can connect with each other, while also providing opportunities for the visually impaired and anyone else with any kind of disability. We have a lot of opportunity with Camp Sunday, which is coming up just this Sunday, so hope you can join us for that, to invite new faces to join us. It's not too late to do that, and to learn more about camping ministries and how they can positively impact our youth and all of our members in Gull Lake UMC. I've been trying to actively meet with our younger families and engage with them on ways that we can grow this portion of our congregation and provide more ministry for them. We had a chance to host some of our young families at the parsonage a few weeks back, and we're hoping to do that again soon. It was a lovely, lovely time. So we are continuing to invest in ministry for young people and young families. We want to thank, again, everybody who provided feedback that gave us these three areas of focus for the coming time in the church. The governance board will continue to work on those three areas, as well as to live out our mission of ministry with open hearts, open minds, and open doors. The follow-up to our governance board message is our finance message. So I'm going to share a bit of that message that was shared last week about the difference between some of our areas of finance. The church recently met its 3-year goal, first off, to pay in full the parsonage mortgage. It means going forward, we no longer have that monthly payment to make. And after a review of our 2022 finances, we also decided to pay 100% of our 2023 ministry shares beginning in February. Finance team to help everyone better understand our financial reports that are generated each month. We're hoping the following information will help in that area. We work with 2 reports, the profit and loss and the balance sheet. The profit and loss is budget-based. All of our set expenses, as well as other set budgetary items, are covered by this profit and loss. Examples would be electricity, payroll, office supplies, church programming, etc. This report tells us each month if we are under, over, or right on budget, and these numbers fluctuate monthly as unified money goes in and expenses are paid. We know how much unified income we need to cover our set expenses, and that report provides information on that balance. The balance sheet, on the other hand, provides a comprehensive picture of our total net worth, if you will. It combines our assets and our liabilities to tell us what our actual equity is at that moment in time. So the balance sheet lists many different accounts along with the dollar value of each individual account. Those amounts change regularly depending on what's added to each one and what's spent from each one. And most important to remember is that those dollars are actually available to be spent as needed. But it's also important to remember that they can only be spent for the specific purpose as listed and not for general expenses. So any money that is given for a specific purpose will be found in the balance sheet and is available there. So to clarify, the general expenses in the profit and loss are controlled by unified income. All pledge dollars and other giving to unified are used in that area. And payments for general expenses depend on the amount of unified giving that we have. Reports, they can be found in a notebook outside the office. They are updated monthly, and if you have questions about this, feel free to talk to any member of the finance team. The one thing that I will add to those remarks, and thanks again to everyone who prepared those remarks these last couple Sundays, is that these 2 areas of income and expense, the basic utilities and functionality of the church, that's all the home-based stuff, the maintenance of the building, the paying of our bills, etc. And then the balance sheet, which has some of our overhead stuff that's been given towards specific causes, is more about getting out of the building and doing service and outreach out in the community. One way of thinking about this is to think of one as the priest stuff and the other as the prophet stuff. What I mean by that is that the priestly stuff is about maintaining the home, holding together order here in the church, here at our home base. We need to take care of that in order to do the prophet stuff. The prophet stuff is what allows us to get out into the community, to do more outreach, to do more mission work, to have more programming for new people who are coming in, to do more youth activity in the community, etc. We need to be both priests and prophets, right? We can't only be prophets if we don't have the priest stuff covered. Maybe that helps you, maybe not. Thank you all so much for joining me for today's announcement instead of a regular devotion, and hope you can all join us for Camp Sunday this coming Sunday. Take care, God bless you all, and we'll see you then. Bye-bye.